Um, I think I'm just going to do the rest of the video in this one, in this one part, instead of showing you my day. Something's been weighing on me, man. And I know you like my hat, but do you believe in God? Do you believe there is a God? Do you believe that Allah is your God, the true God? Do you believe that Buddha is? Do you believe in Hinduism? Do you believe in Jesus? Do you believe in witchcraft, Wicca, tarot cards, Ouija boards? Do you believe in demons? What do you believe in? And I think that your own personal truth and your own personal belief, I think it's trash. I think you got to throw it out. And I just finished reading the book of Matthew in the Bible. Never been a Bible reader. I'm not this big time Christian. But about 4 weeks ago, I don't know what it was. I've grown up in church my whole life. I was baptized as a baby and grew up in a Pentecostal church. Every Sunday we'd go. It was speaking in tongues, the real deal. And I just, at a young age even, I just saw through it. I didn't really believe in it. I didn't understand the speaking in tongues. I didn't understand the gifts of God. I still don't. But, growing up, I think growing up in the church pushed me away from the church. Far. Because, you hear of all these miracles and you hear of all these stories. And I was young and, young kids are malleable and moldable. And something happened to me as a kid. And no one ever really addressed it and dealt with it with me. Kind of just faded like it didn't happen. Growing up, I realized that if you act like it's not there, it's not there. If you act like you're not in pain, it's easy. It's so easy to fool people into thinking you're okay. When I tell you they put me on antidepressants, all these psychological drugs, Abilify, Prozac, the typical depression and anxiety drugs. I think that started when I was like 14 or 15. As I grew and went to church every week, I wasn't feeling God. I wasn't feeling Jesus. I knew he was the thing, at least I thought. Never felt him. I heard people speak in tongues. And it was just weird. It was weird to me. I didn't know anything about any other sector of the church. This is just what I knew growing up. And being in church all that time, seeing the hypocritical way that these people talk, gossip, pray for each other, how all the businesses spread between the church. Maybe a church of 200 people, maybe 300, maybe 500. I don't remember. But everybody knew everybody. And everything was great. And everybody just loved Jesus. And they used to do these worship. My dad used to be a music minister at this church. Not talking bad about my father. My father is, he's been speaking in tongues his whole life. Not his whole life, but my whole life. So I knew there was something to it. I never felt God. I didn't. After going for so many years, I think I stopped going every Sunday around 13 or 14. That's when pornography was introduced to me at 13 in middle school. And growing up, not seeing the Christians be Christians. I just never grasped that concept. Never made sense to me. Let's kind of put you in. Oh, that's not better. Never made sense to me. I just grew away from God. I'd never even had a relationship with Jesus. I never talked to him. I never read a Bible. But I was so involved with church, right? Every Sunday. It's what you do. You get up, you dress nice, you go to church, you hear a fuzzy message, you eat after, go home. 5 p.m. comes, you go 6 p.m. church, 7, it's done, 7:30 it's done, go out to dinner, that's your Sunday. Then you go throughout the week, feeling good, feeling powerful from God, and blah, 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 not even ministering to people, not even telling people about Jesus, not even anything. And I was like, man, this is sick. I don't care. This shit's fake. It's fake. I don't believe it. 15, I started smoking weed, taking Xanax. That is when I felt alive. That is when I was like, oh, so this is the stuff they didn't want me to get into. Don't do drugs, blah, 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 it'll kill you, blah, blah. I felt alive. I smoked weed the first time, man. I was like, wow. Finally, something to really make me good and high and laugh and just enjoy myself for once, man. Quickly after, there were some older kids around high school, started popping pills. That is when, after all the medication they put me on, after all the trials of me taking a medication for a couple weeks, maybe a month, maybe 2 if they could get me to take it, I'd stop. I don't have whatever this is and whatever you think is wrong with me. If you think I'm rebelling and you think I'm doing this as a way of rebelling, no, there's something going on and you don't want to admit it. You want to put a Band-Aid on it rather than deal with the real issue. And that's how it was my whole childhood growing up. I wasn't neglected. I didn't have a bad childhood. I had a lot of love. But no Jesus, no feeling from Jesus. So it was very easy to give up Jesus. Smoking weed, taking Xanax. Xanax is really what did it for me. It was a medication that worked. It worked, which is the worst part, Because it worked, I didn't want to stop taking it. I will get into the Xanax story much later. Probably have hundreds of hours I could talk about it. So let's get back on the same topic. I didn't feel Jesus. 19, 20, 21, 22. I stopped taking Xanax 5 years ago, maybe even 6. I shouldn't be alive, is my point. Fentanyl became a big thing 5 years ago, and I was getting it off the street, off of anybody I could find. One of my best friends, something really awful happened. He did something really awful about a week ago. But he was the guy I was getting my drugs off of, 50 Xanax at a time. He saw it was, hurting me. So he said, I'm only selling you 5 at a time. I got mad, but I was like, whatever, man. So I took them. I always wanted to take 1 2-milligram bar a day. Once I took one, I didn't feel it, took another one. Then you feel it. Go out the whole day, go to sleep. Morning, take another one. Might be good. Night, take another one. I was doing this to myself. And it had the opposite effect on me. It didn't elevate me. It didn't drowse me. When I took too much, of course, it makes you a zombie and you pass out. But on those doses I was taking, it was like a battery. Charged me up. Whatever my chemical makeup is, it wasn't. Xanax was the key. Benzodiazepines were what I loved, what I needed, I felt. Didn't realize how addictive they were. I've always been told to stay away from drugs. Blah, blah, blah. Okay, blah, blah, blah. Basically, fentanyl became a thing. That's when I stopped taking it. I didn't plan to stop taking it. There's many rehab visits, 7 to be exact. separate times at a psych ward because I was taking too much Xanax. I had a break, mental break, psych ward. And it happened to me 7 times, man. And I was like, something's wrong with me. What's wrong with me? Why am I like this? What's going on with me? We'll get into that later too. But throughout all these years that I grew up, there was something protecting me. Now I know it was angels and Jesus. But this whole life in my head, this felt like a battle between the devil and Jesus. I loved the darkness of it, but there was always a light protecting me, and I can't quite explain it because I never felt it. I was in crazy situations that would come out unharmed most of the time. Grandiose religious ideas, wanting to save the world, wanting to get into ministry with like just urges, not understanding anything. That's why I asked you, do you believe in God? Do you believe in the devil? Witchcraft. The stuff that is real. Witchcraft is real. Wicca is real. Demons are real. Go to Africa. Voodoo is real. The devil works in mysterious ways. And you cannot underestimate him. I'll say this again. I should not be here in front of you, man. I should not be making this video. I should not be alive. I shouldn't have my family. I shouldn't have gotten married. I should be dead. And I'm not. And 4 weeks ago, I've always wondered. I watched paranormal videos, ghost videos, just because it's so interesting. Gone down the rabbit holes of the conspiracies. And I don't talk about it because people think you're crazy. But you just kind of get the idea of what's going on. Global elite. Started with Obama. This has been a plan from the 60s, 70 years ago that they're rolling out today. There's all this stuff. I was like, there's no way there's a God. There's no way this is real. But I'm finally putting that wall down. Just stop living for yourself. I've been chasing money the past 7 years I've been with my wife. And I've done it. I made it. That's why I got this apartment. Doesn't seem nice to much people. It's $1,500 a month. It's a lot for me. My first apartment was $875 a month. Shows you how I've gotten to. I've reached this level, reached this level, reached this level. 12 to 14-hour days working a sales job for a company that didn't care about me. I thought they did. I was so easily manipulated because I always wanted to see the good in people. And that was my biggest weakness and downfall. So I ask you these questions. Do you think God is real? Do you think the devil is real? I have news for you, man. He's real. Whether you want to believe it as your personal truth, whether this hurts your feelings, whether you click off of this video and never think about him again, the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit are the reason I'm standing here. People are going to die, man. They're going to go to hell. They want to believe all these other religions. Why do they mock Christianity? Why did the Olympic Games mock the Last Supper? Why are they mocking Jesus? Why aren't they mocking Allah, Buddha? Why don't they mock the Chinese and their religion? I don't even know what they are, but why don't they mock any other religion? Why is it Jesus? Because he's the only true religion. Why don't they spend their time mocking Allah? Why don't all the Christians spend their time mocking Allah? Why don't all the Hindus and all these people, they just want to believe what they believe, do their rituals, and they're going to die and go to hell because every other religion other than Christianity is demonic. I don't care. I don't even know that much about the Bible, but I know that's true. I've been studying, I've been researching about deliverance, living the way that they did in the book of Acts. I actually haven't even read one page of Acts, but I'm going to after this. So man, my point, and the reason I wanted to make this video is to kind of wake you up. What are you doing? 2025, look at the headlines, dude. Look at what happened last year. Don't be distracted by all these people on YouTube telling you, oh, you can make $1 million a month. Yes, money is absolutely vital for your survival. But don't make it your God, like I did for 7 years. I made it my God. I felt money was my purpose. It still is. Don't get me wrong. I will have many nice things. Many nice things. I'm a psycho hunter. I'm a psycho killer when it comes to sales. I sleep, eat, breathe it. And I love it. That's why I created my own business. So yeah, this is a very serious video for me. And I'm gonna make many more like it, but it's not really gonna be a vlog today. Gonna go to downtown Greenville later today. I will probably put that in tomorrow's video in the beginning. So I have like a nighttime and then a morning, rest of the day. But I will encourage you and leave you with this. The name of Jesus is powerful. If you're an unbeliever or even a believer and you think you're a Christian, speak to him and ask him, is what I'm doing in my daily life gonna lead me to heaven? Or am I seeking the approval of people or the approval of Jesus? Because it says the people who seek the approval of people have received their reward, the approval of people. I can't stand all the Christians that want to glorify themselves. Yeah, I got so much more to say. Thank you for watching. I hope you kind of got something from what I said, man. I got a lot to say and a lot of pain. And that's why, I'm giving my life to God. I'm going to take you through my journey. So, peace out. I don't have an outro. Stay blessed.